Okay, let's prepare for rendering. So let's go down to our output folder. You can see I just ruined my camera shot there, and I don't remember. Okay, I've zoomed back into the right place. So let's go ahead and lock these. So if I go down to each one, it looks like it's going to save our lock settings for each one. So just to be safe here, so I don't do that again, let's go do that. All right, back to our output settings. Down here under the output settings tab, we can go down to output, click on the folder, and we're going to set up a new folder. So I already have one called animatic, so I'm going to create a new folder for myself, just so I don't overwrite anything. And that folder button is up here, so let's call this animatic. I'm going to call it 2, but you don't have to do that for yours. And let's create a folder with the right name. So I'm going to call this cam-1_12144, right? And we can actually make all of our folders right now if we want. So why don't we do that? 2_144. 1-144. And I think we're probably going to have cam3 1-144. All right, so we'll add the others as we go. So I'm going to select this one here, double click, and then accept it. And now that folder is set up under output settings. For our purposes, the default is fine. The ping image sequence is what we want. And then we want to go down to metadata and click burn into image. And I want the frame to be highlighted here. You don't need all of these other ones. Frame is the important one. And maybe camera, so we know what camera is being used. All the other ones are default or won't hurt anything, so we can leave those turned on. And then we can come up to view, viewport render animation, and that's going to render whatever viewport you have up currently into an animation into that folder. So let's click on that button. You can see your mouse pointer turns into a block of moving numbers, and that's indicating what frames are getting rendered. I can't really read that, so I'm going to escape out of this, and we're going to actually make this 24 pixels instead of 12 under font size, and we're going to try that again. Okay, there we go. I can read these metadata notes here that are burned into our image. Okay, let's go to our folder under animatic 2 and see what we have under our folder. Okay, there we go. We have an image sequence. And now we need to repeat that process. I'm actually going to go down here and set all of these up. Okay, you can see that folder here matches. And let's go down the list, down here to output. Let's set this one up as well. Camera 2. So I'm already getting confused. And if you remember, I mentioned that folder and file naming is so important. Even scene naming is important, and configuring this ahead of time, really important. Otherwise, you're going to get very confused. So these match. That's good. I'm going to go down to camera 3. Let's configure this output folder. Okay. And looks like I have my special kind of slow-mo here. I'm going to copy that file name so that I can just paste it into a new file name here, folder name rather. Okay. And just for consistency, I'm going to make this lowercase, but probably uppercase would have made more sense given my scene names. All right, so I'm going to choose that, accept, and accept to configure that. And now I can not worry so much about things being properly configured. I can just kind of go through the process of rendering the viewport. Okay, you'll notice that it looks like I didn't set up metadata for everything. So just make sure that, and you know what, it's because I didn't have this configured before I was duplicating the scenes. So if you're following along, you will have made the same mistake that I made. So I'm going to go ahead and just quickly jump back through a couple of these. Click that on, type 24 there. And this doesn't take much time to do. So I'm probably going to just skip the video ahead so you don't have to watch me re-render these. And just go through the process of exporting all of these to the folders. Okay, there we go. Okay, once you're done rendering, just check your folders, make sure you have what you're supposed to have in each one. And in the next step, we're going to take these folders and import them into After Effects as footage, and we're going to add audio.